Hey guys, thanks for tuning in once again to Rad Thinks. I am Robbie Rapole. Me and my good friend, the Chad, have come up with this podcast to just kind of talk to you about things of life and being rad and such. This specific episode, the Chad kind of dives, well, not kind of, the Chad dives deeply into paranormal and things of like such. He is the operator and founder of SCPS, which is the Space Coast Paranormal Society. And actually we discuss having him come and do a paranormal investigation in our studio because some weird paranormal stuff has been going on. We also discuss all of his other paranormal things that he does. So if you enjoy, hit the subscribe button, hang out, come back for more. Thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.
I mean, even with the paranormal community, the media kind of fucks us over there too.
Yeah.
Because you have movies, like people will have something happen in their house that could probably be naturally caused. It's probably just something stupid, like your AC kicks on, you have a gap between the bottom of your door and the top.
Right.
The AC makes it swing back and forth.
Yeah.
But because of movies and shows, like The Conjuring, which I like that movie, I'm not hating on it, people think everything that happens is paranormal and is demonic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had some of that, not necessarily demonic, but more of a fear of spiritual beings attaching themselves to me. Mm-hmm. Like, so that's been weird, and now, you know, so since my dad has passed, the guys in the shop have been noticing some weird shit going on, and we're gonna have Chad and SCPS come out and do a paranormal investigation here to see what it is.
And
so
we'll also be live streaming for that not the whole investigation, because nobody wants to sit there and watch.
Yeah, it's
for hours.
Probably boring to a degree.
It's like with the shows that you see, it's entertainment purposes.
So like my buddy Luke, he used to work in production.
I think I've met him a couple of times.
Yeah, dude, back in the day. Yeah. He's the one that painted the picture of me in the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he worked on a paranormal show doing like reality stuff, and like he walked away when he saw, like when he found out dudes were like on the other side of the wall banging pieces of board, and it's like, yeah, that's great, like it is entertainment and that's fine, but like it's not fine because you're lying, like you're completely lying about.
It brings the entire field down.
Yeah.
But I don't like Ghost Adventures. The first documentary they had I liked a lot, but the rest of the show I just couldn't get into. And I watched that show Hell House that he did, and that was terrible.
Really?
Like that's all
just all
entertainment value, and then he tore the house down. I'm like, you tore the house down so nobody else could investigate it and prove you wrong.
Why'd they tear it down in the end on his?
He said he didn't. What did he say? It was something like he didn't want it affecting anybody else. He just wanted to tear it down. And in reality, I'm like, you tore that down so that it couldn't come back and bite you in the ass.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, I was in production for the Ink Master stuff, you know, like I was on the other side, like of being produced. Mm-hmm. And it's really weird watching people produce your story and produce your life. So like if you're real hardcore, like, you know, this is who I am, tattooing to the core, fucking, you know, paranormal to the core. Yeah, TV doesn't show you the core. Yeah. Like, it doesn't show you the real grassroots motherfuckers.
And that's where social media, it's the good edge of that sword. It's where I can put my own show out, or I can put it on YouTube.
Right.
And put it out the way that I want to put it out.
Well, like, you know, I was with Tyler Nolan a couple weeks ago, and he's got a huge YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. And he was like, dude, he's like, Ink Master asked me to go back. He's like, fuck that, I'm doing this shit, and I'm telling my own story, you know? And it's like, wow, that's so much cooler, because we are the star of our own show, YouTube, you know? Like, it's really cool that entertainment has gone in this direction. Hopefully it stays somewhat untainted and people can still continue to tell their stories, but, you know, big money and big business always gets in the way. But damn, that got really fucking grim. But you know, like at the end of the day, it is cool that you know we are the stars of our own show, as we sit right now. You know.
Yeah. And like if you after this investigation, if you get into like the paranormal stuff, there's some places I really want to go to. Like I want to go back to Virginia, get back into St. Albans. That's my favorite place I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an old sanitarium.
Sanitarium.
Yeah.
Like fucking like trash dump type shit.
No, like they had alcoholic wards, they had violent men wards, they had as a boys' school at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh shit.
Like they have a bathroom in the attic called the suicide bathroom because we did confirm this. People had killed themselves in that bathroom.
No shit.
We got some crazy shit there.
So now that's the stuff that like worries me. Like, you know, in real life, sometimes the wrong people attach to you.
Yeah.
I don't want in the afterlife the wrong things attaching to me. So that's like my thing, you know. Like I know you had the one woman that was fucking with you and Megan.
She'd come through on multiple investigations, same voice, same name,
and just like what was her thing?
I think she was just stuck on me because during one investigation, she came through and said, "Hey, it's me." She said her name, and Megan jokingly goes, "Oh, he's my man." And then she comes back through the recorder, and you can hear her go, "Well, I saw him first."
No. So wild, man.
But I mean, there's things you can do to. I mean, it depends on what you believe and what everything. Like me, my views on paranormal have evolved since. Like,
I'm sure.
I'm more so the debunking person now. I'm much more skeptical than I used to be.
Really?
Back in like the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay. So is it because you've just seen a lot of things that go bump in the night?
Yeah, and then I've become more aware of things that would cause activity. Like pictures I don't buy anymore. I can't take into account like, oh, you sent me a picture, it's more than likely if you send me a picture of an orb, I'm going to tell you it's nothing immediately because I hate orbs. Orbs are dust, they're moisture, or they're bugs. If you can manually create it, it's nothing. No,
I totally feel you, yeah.
Like I had a guy send me, because he was terrified.
And everybody's nuts about orbs, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because it's so common.
Yeah. I had a guy send me a video saying, I'm terrified. Somebody sent me a video, I'm terrified, I'm going to move. Can you take a look at this video for me? Sent me the video, and I immediately knew what it was. He had a camera in his house positioned facing the door that goes to his garage. There's a shelf underneath it that I'm sure he doesn't, dust all the time. And because all these orbs come, and I'm scared something's there. The orbs only come when he enters and leaves that door, which creates airflow,
and
which makes
unsettling the dust.
Yeah. So I told him, he goes, "Oh, I'm so much happier."
Really?
Solved his problem.
So it's like an OCD type of thing in a sense. Like it's like a loop.
Sort of. Yeah, you get
like
stuck
a brain loop.
You watch
a fear loop.
You watch movies and you watch shows
yeah.
and you think anything paranormal is terrifying, but in reality, it's really just there.
Well, like
you wouldn't know it unless you were looking for it.
The dude's saying about how they think that my dad or something else is going on in the shop, and I'm just like, cool. I'd like to see my dad again.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what he's doing over there in the other realms,
Yeah.
And so, Bill was like, oh, we saged and it stopped. I'm like, oh,
thanks.
why don't you get rid of my dad? If it was my dad, I wanted to at least play with him. So,
Yeah.
Depending on what your relationship in your brain is with that being, I guess it's whatever it is,
Yeah.
right?
I've familiarized myself with pareidolia, which, if you have a picture of a window, you say, "Oh, there's somebody in the window." You'll know it's the reflection of what's behind it or what's in front of it, mixed with the shadows and the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain is programmed to find familiar shapes and patterns and things. So you're seeing a face, but it's not really a face.
Clouds don't actually have forces in them.
Exactly.
We just see them in the shapes of the clouds.
Yeah. Or the ideomotor effect, which is Ouija boards. That's what that is.
Moving but not feeling like you're moving it.
Right. Or dowsing rods.
Dowsing rods.
Some people believe in this stuff. Some people don't. I mean,
I'm not familiar.
I'm
with
not here to
dowsing
hate on
rods.
you if you believe in it, but dowsing rods. It's the rods that you hold that go back and forth. You can make them cross for yes, go apart for no. But
yep, gotcha.
like with the Ouija board, idiomotor effect is you have the answer either that you're afraid of or that you're thinking of in your head.
And it gives you that.
Yeah, and subconsciously you're giving yourself the answer without realizing it.
Well, like crystals, pendulums.
Yeah, same thing.
You ask the question to the pendulum. Do I really? Am I gonna fucking bet on black because my pendulum told me to? No. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because it's probably more of me doing this.
Subconsciously, you're giving yourself the answer you're thinking of.
And I've always thought about that with pendulums. So I was like, but I think I'm cheating.
Like we did a 2-day investigation at St. Albans, and me being the debunker, it was the second day that we were there. I came up to the attic, which is where we got most of the stuff that we did get. I come around the corner, and it's kind of dilapidated in there.
Right.
Like the walls, the drywall's like gone. It's just studs and what's behind the wall. I come around the corner and I look through the wall, and when my eye meets the wall, I see what looks like a gnarled female voice or female face.
Okay.
And when I say gnarled, I just mean like a fucked up, weird looking face.
Okay.
I see it for a second and then it's gone. And I stop. I do a double take, turn away, turn back, and it's gone. And I go, that's paranoia. There's something behind that wall that looks like a face. So I go over to it, and there's nothing behind the wall. There's just nothing even in that shape. I mean, it could have been anything. It could have just been my brain playing tricks on me, but like, that's the only time the investigator that was there with me looks at me and she goes, that's the only time I've ever seen you like spooked and unable to explain it away.
Right.
Because usually I can explain it away, I can debunk it right then and there, but I couldn't debunk that thing there.
See now I think that's why like now I'm way more into going with you, because like instead of us being like, oh man, this is scary, you'll be like, yeah, no, chair, reflection, shadow,
Yeah.
move on. You know, like, who is that noise? Oh yeah, you know when you leave your crutches against the wall at night and sometimes they slide down? Yeah, same thing. It was just dislodged. You know, like, because dude, like, Donna is afraid of everything. So noises, I'm like, like we used to live in Canaveral Groves, and she was like, oh, what's that noise? I'm like, probably some drunk rednecks fucking firing off guns. It's 5 a.m., man. Let me go to sleep. Like it was a big boom.
Yeah.
The apocalypse isn't happening, so let's go to bed. Let's go back to bed. Just relax. So it's funny, the paranoias, you know, like, I guess I've gotten better with them over the years. But I still fucking speed my ass somewhere if I turn the light off.
the dark doesn't bother me.
Dude, the dark fucks me, bro. The dark fucks me. I'm such a bitch about the dark. Like, and as long as I'm acclimated. Like, if I'm acclimated, it's different, but like, yeah.
Like, I used to be able to walk through St. Albans in the dark by myself.
Really?
That place is huge. You can easily get lost. But we went there so often that I knew it like the back of my hand.
Yeah. So what is St. Albans?
It's a huge... I can't say abandoned because somebody owns it and they maintain it and they're working on building it up. But it's pretty dilapidated in parts.
Okay.
But Marcel, the person who owns it, they do a great job of like preserving it the way it is.
It's just a big historical crazy place. So like, when I say crazy, like it's been that was the one that's been a bunch of different things, or
it's been a few different things, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's crazy as in it's huge, and it's you look at it, and you go, that's haunted.
Right, one of those type of places, yeah. I'm in there. I think that's kind of cool.
Or we did an abandoned amusement park in West Virginia.
Okay.
Called Lake Shawnee.
All right.
Built on a legit Indian burial ground. They had archaeologists come out and confirmed it because they were digging mud bogs and they kept finding like arrowheads and tools, and they found bones and they stopped and had them come out and do a dig, and they found
oh shit
burial ground and kids had died at the amusement park.
Really?
They had drowned in the pond there. They had like one of those swings that goes around, and a delivery truck backed up too far, and a girl smacked into it and passed away. So it had a lot of terrible hits. We didn't get shit there, like paranormal wise, but cool backstory, and it's a great looking place.
But nothing paranormal.
No, but looking at it from like the highway, looking at it from outside, you're like, that's haunted.
So you guys are basically debunking scary places at this point, rather than actually finding paranormal activity?
I mean, even if there is something there,
you can like explain in a more simple fashion?
Sort of,
okay.
But like, if something's there, it's not always going to interact with you. Like, you can't make something happen on command. Like, sometimes you go to a location that you always get stuff at, and you won't get anything. Or sometimes you go to a place that you never get anything at just to try it out again. That'll be crazy.
Huh. Just like anything.
Yeah. Like at St. Albans, we would get something would always come through. Not always, but sometimes come through. And consistency is big in the paranormal community because you can have something come through like that's just coincidence.
But if it keeps coming back, then...
But consistently it would come through whenever you would ask, is there anybody here with me? You ask, he tells your name. It would never give us a name. It would only say, me. So we just started referring to him as me. Like, hey, me, are you here?
Somebody answered?
Yeah, he'd come through.
Really?
The girls hated whatever it was because I guess they always felt weird about him.
Really?
I refer to him as a him because it just seemed more trickstery. Because it would come through, hey, it's me, and then all your batteries would die instantly.
Really? No shit. That's pretty cool, though. Like, creepy, but cool.
Yeah. Like, I watch, in the form of debunking, like, I'd watch the shows, and they bring on the mag light trick. You ever watch that on the TV shows? Where they'll get the flashlight, they'll turn it just to the point of being on, and they'll ask yes and no questions and have it come on and off. But the mag light trick, so you never seen that on like a show or anything where they turn a flashlight just to the point of being on.
Okay.
And they'll say, okay, if the answer is yes, turn it off. If it's no, turn it off, or it'll turn off. If it's yes, turn it back on or whatever.
So they can monitor
it's like,
on and off basically
like
in their hand.
Trying to get yes and no answers with the flashlight turning on and off. But the way that works is, especially with the old mag lights, the bulb turns on, heats up, metal expands, light turns off because it's not touching the battery. Cools down, contracts again, light turns back on.
Mm-hmm. So it's a sleight of hand thing.
Yeah. It's like the Fox sisters back in the day when they first started doing like their seances with the big spiritualist boom back in the day. Mm-hmm. They were sitting there like knocking on the bottom of the table with shit. They had all their shit rigged up and stuff. Even one of the sisters came out and confirmed it.
Really?
Yeah. People want to know what...
be scared.
They want to know what happens after, and people will capitalize on that.
Cool. Yeah, dude. Snake oil salesmen have been around for fucking years.
Like fucking Steve Huff. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He sells portals, which they're things that
portals?
That's what he called them. You plug your spirit box into it. Spirit box, it's a thing that scans AM, FM signals at a rate you can set. And whatever comes through the white noise is theoretically it's a voice coming through. You can distinguish radio between whatever's coming through, especially if it carries over multiple channels. But regardless of that, he sells portals that you plug your spirit box into, and basically what they do is they cut out the static, so all you get is the words that come through.
Okay.
He sells them for ridiculous money. We had a guy that bought one for like $1,000, and it's a speaker that he has wired up to cancel out static, and you can turn up reverb.
Damn.
And he sold it for $1,000. He like put a shiny metal on it, put a crystal on top, and had brass wiring that he had bent into spirals.
So he like churched it up for sale.
Oh, the crystal will make stuff come through more. It's like, oh, that's all bullshit. If the spirit box gets something, it gets something.
Man.
And he has a YouTube channel, but anytime a celebrity dies, like 2 or 3 days later, he comes through and does a session, tries to get them, and you can tell that he's pulling clips from interviews or talks they've done. Like Anthony Bourdain passed away, and he did one. He goes, oh, Anthony Bourdain, he came through, and that's some bullshit shit that he came through on an interview that you just used to put through reverb to sound creepy.
Fucking shit, man. People. That's wild. I didn't know that it was so like deep in the paranormal game. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I guess people are shitty, and that's just what it is, right?
You're gonna have shysters in any field. They just make the rest of us look bad.
It's funny you say shysters. Fucking Jose used to say shyster jack move. I said that one time, and that was his favorite fucking saying after that. He bought me and my brother hats that said shyster jack move off. That's fucking great.
You mentioned somebody having a gun in like a bag, and it made me think of his fanny pack that he used to wear with his.
He totally did have a fanny pack with a fucking pistol in it. That's fucking great. Yeah, Jose was our good friend that passed away.
I got a question about your paranormal stuff, dude. Have you ever dealt with any demonic stuff?
I mean, personally, I don't really believe in demonic stuff. It's all in what you believe. I mean, I believe that there can be malevolent entities, but I don't really believe in anything demonic.
There we go. Have you ever dealt with some entities that were just really sketchy and really just trying to more than just scare people type of thing?
I had a client call me because she was getting words scratched into her back.
Oh, fuck.
That's wild.
And I couldn't debunk it. Like in my head, I'm like, okay, she's just scratching herself when she's getting out of the shower, toweling off. She's accidentally scratching herself. But then I see it, and then I see pictures of the words, and that there's no way she can reach the middle of her back in the mirror and spell something out.
No bueno.
So
what did she ever like end up?
It stopped after I think it was just attached to something that she had. She bought a shotgun for home protection, and it still had an evidence tag on the butt of the shotgun. It was never a good sign. So just get rid of that. Maybe it'll go away. And it did. She had it happen. Nothing happened.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
People can literally attach, well, spirits and entities can attach themselves to objects and stuff. If you bring it in, then you're bringing that in. Yo.
We're doing a podcast.
Oh, you are? Yeah, but like this stuff could actually be added in for snippets and stuff too, so it's not even a bad thing.
At the haunt we did in Virginia.
It's not live.
No,
so
it's recorded.
He's gonna edit it and shit later.
At the haunt in Virginia, we had the whole top floor of a huge warehouse. We had a room cause the owner of the haunt was the main guy in our paranormal group up there. We had our own little room, and it was our haunted objects room. We had a legit human skull in there. We had a guy that used to do like American Picker stuff. He picked, he had like an 1800s mortician bed, and he's the one that gave us the human skull.
So we'd have some weird shit always, yeah.
So we had some really weird shit in that room. We actually investigated the haunt. We caught stuff there.
People collect a lot of that stuff, the old hospital stuff.
Like we had a lot of stuff that would cause bad juju in that haunt. We had a whole lot of animal bone,
really?
A lot of weird shit. Yeah. Like in my room was the demonic temple. Like I made my own mask. Like I had a burlap weird priest mask with satanic symbols on it. I had deer antlers on it and all sorts of shit. I painted legit satanic symbols all over the room and everything. So there was a lot of bad juju that could have happened in that haunt.
Setting yourself up for something.
Yeah, like I'd come in there when nobody else was there. I remember after the haunt one day, I came in to do something, and I'm walking through. Everything was turned off, or batteries would have died by then. I'm walking through. I walk down the hallway, and as I walk past one of the doorways, I hear the owner go, "Over here." I turn around and go, "Rob?" And in reality, it's one of the speakers had kicked on, and it's one of the things we have in loop where he's going, "Over here."
Dude.
You brought me here, now it's time to pay. That's wild, man.
You just constantly hearing stories because you investigate that shit, so it's like you probably see some stuff.
Hell and Blazes in downtown Melbourne. That has some stuff happened there. 'Cause that used to be the town mortuary back in the day.
No shit.
Yeah. Like when they bought it and renovated it, when they were pulling up floorboards, they found like old needles and bottles and mortician stuff.
Damn.
Oh.
Did I get it on me?
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a ghost in my restaurant downtown Melbourne.
Yeah.
The lady hung herself in the back room.
Like CVS right over there on the corner used to be that Mexican restaurant. The girl burned alive there.
Oh yeah, I remember when that Mexican restaurant used to be here.
There goes your bottle.
Remember the guy that shot everybody down on Palm Bay Road?
No.
The guy that went on a mass shooting and shot everybody in the Winn-Dixie and...
I mean, over at Sbarro's not too long ago. Didn't the guy shoot the
No
person there
shit.
too?
Oh, I didn't hear any of this stuff.
And back in the mall when they had the computer store, somebody got shot there too. And died.
There's a lot of little downsides, kills and shit.
I mean, they used to find bodies and shit in downtown Melbourne sometimes.
Wow. I just moved here from North Carolina, so like I'm not familiar with
It's not a bad area. It's just shit happens everywhere you go.
Everything happens everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, in Roanoke, when I was in Virginia, I lived in a bad part of town. Like I went to the McDonald's one day to get us McFlurries. We had like a little mart at the end of our street. I passed it when the McDonald's coming back. Roads were blocked off. Somebody got shot 9 times in the parking lot.
Boy.
Yeah.
The week after we moved 4 houses down, somebody got shot. We'd sit in the haunt, which was 5-10 minutes from our house. We'd sit there like after hours. You'd count the shots going off. Okay, he's empty now.
No shit.
God damn, dude. You weren't kidding when you said you were in the rough side of
No.
town. Damn.
I'm glad we moved because Cora's in a much better school district than she would have been.
Oh yeah.
Like the school that she would have been going to, I thought was abandoned, but it was a legit school.
Damn.
I ran down it. Wow.
There was the lady that got stabbed to death at the Dunes and the sauna over on...
Where she got slaughtered in the
Really?
sauna. Yeah, I remember that.
Whoa, wait,
Yeah.
what? What's going
Stabbed her
on?
like 50 times in the sauna or something.
Yeah.
That's
You go
all
across
you
the
know.
causeway to the dunes. That's in East Atlantic, right?
Yeah.
What's the dunes?
It's
It's
an
an
apartment
apartment
complex.
complex.
In the sauna, she got slaughtered.
In their pool area, they had a sauna. You'd go and sit in. Some lady was in the sauna and got in there and killed her while she was in the sauna.
Well, dude, fucking Melissa's friend David, his baby mama dismembered him and stuffed him in a freezer.
Just in the last month.
Like this week.
Oh.
I mean, granted, he lived in Cuba and some weird shit happens over there. Dude, fucking...
Did they arrest one?
I don't know.
Arrested her, right?
I don't know. All I know is my dad told me when I was younger, don't date Latin chicks. And I was like, why? We're Cuban. He's like, cuz, man, they're crazy. And apparently they'll dismember you.
That Latino attitude.
I mean, even like
Dismembering attitude.
Yeah.
even back in like the what was it, 1930s or 40s, where Ashley's is now, the famous haunting that we have in Brevard, Ethel Allen.
Mm-hmm.
She got fucked up. Like they all but severed her leg. It was hanging. They scalped her. They tried to burn off her tattoo. They burned her. Her jaw was hanging by a thread.
What?
And they dumped her on the riverbed.
Fuck.
And she was only 19. And they never found who killed her either.
Who was that?
Ethel Allen. Like if you go to Ashley's, it's on her story's on the back of the menu because that's one of the last places she was seen.
Yeah, where at?
Ashley's in Rockledge.
Oh, Ashley Manor? Is that what you're talking about?
The
No,
restaurant.
no, Ethel Allen's.
restaurant.
Yeah, Ashley's. Yeah.
Yeah, Ashley Manor. My cousin used to work there.
Okay.
How far was
Yeah.
that?
She said people used to see their shit all the time. She was like, I've never seen nothing.
It's not super far from here. I've
She
never
was
been
a
there. Let's go.
waitress there for
Yeah.
like
Let's go get dinner there.
3 or
We're
4
done.
years.
I think Donna said
If
she
you,
was
if you
into
go
it, too.
Mondays, my buddy Steve does the thing there called Dinner and a Ghost. He brings his equipment and shit there.
Oh,
That's cool.
I've only ever caught like one EVP there, and it's an old. It sounds like an old creepy man saying peekaboo. I'll put it in here. I'll edit it in. It's just clear as day. I have the live listen recorder on, so I can hear everything that comes through when it comes through. And you hear me afterwards go, did somebody just say peekaboo for some reason? Sounds like an old
That's
creepy man going,
amazing.
peekaboo. Okay.
Yeah, that's a double level. They got stairs in there in the
Mhm.
Ashley Manor, and yeah, my cousin said that the managers, she almost got like pushed down the stairs like 3 or 4 times but like nothing ever. She said nothing ever happened to her while she was working there, but all kinds of all kinds of stuff happened to all kinds of people that she knows why they were working there, but that never happened to her. But yeah, like she said, that like people have been almost like shoved down the stairs, and shit moves all the time.
I'm still interested to see what comes through here, if anything.
Yeah, we'll do it good. I've already told them, I go, hey, just so you know, we have one coming up whenever it's good for them.
Yeah, whenever's good for y'all, let us know, because I'm really interested. And like I said, if it is my dad, I really want to see him, to talk to him, and laugh with him.
I'll bring the live. I'll bring a live listen so that you can't always hear everything with your naked ear. Sometimes it comes through on a different frequency. You'll catch it on recorder.
Right.
So if the live listen, you'll be able to hear it when it happens.
Oh, really?
Instead of having to play it back, and then you can't get follow-up
I've
answers
seen
because
that
you don't
shit.
know.
I used to watch that on TV all the time.
We were just talking about.
We were talking.
My favorite.
Remember how I tell you about reality all the time?
Yeah.
When we're watching reality TV, and I'm like, oh, that's set up, that's fake. Yeah, he's just as bad with paranormal.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There was that one guy that would go in and
Yo,
debunk shit. Was that ever true or no?
I don't.
Been
Which
out
show?
for a while.
It was on a long time ago. Bald head, Baps or something like that.
Oh, Taps. Yeah. Back in the day, they were real good when they would go in and say, "There's nothing paranormal here." Yeah.
Yeah, they would go in and be like, "Dude, this ain't. Dude, you got shit."
Yeah.
Like, no, you're normal.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong here, and they would leave. But I always like the one from the St. Augustine Lighthouse.
Yeah, I like that one too. The new Ghost Hunters with the guy that had hair I think that's Grant. They went back there. They didn't get much or anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I want to go there. They offer. I think you can do private tours, but it costs a good amount of money. That's something people don't understand. If you want to get into a place like Waverly Hills or something like that, it costs money. It's a business for them because teams want to go there, so they'll charge like $1,000 to $1,500 a night for a group to go in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a business. Like a lot of the
Like
games.
any other.
Yeah. People want to go. They capitalize on it.
Yep. And then people sell snake oil to make it even fucking better.
Yeah.
Party dog. Thanks.
Like, what I like about Lake Shawnee is they only charge like $75 a person, and you camped overnight, and you got run of the whole thing. They didn't leave anybody there with you to try and like steer you in a particular direction or watch you or whatever. You got to do your own thing. $75 for his time to let you in.
And that was it?
That was it.
$75 a head?
Yeah.
So he made a good amount of money letting you in.
About 10 of us went, so yeah, he made a good amount of money.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, just for him to tell us the story, show us like the artifacts that he had found and dug up, and
I think you said, where was this?
it's in West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Give you the rundown of what happened there with documentation to prove it.
So there's a lot more stuff like this out in West Virginia than Virginia.
A little
here.
more north, yeah. Like over in Tennessee, there's a place that I've been wanting to get into that just opened back up recently called Old Southwest, and it's an old abandoned hospital. That before I had joined the group in Virginia, they had went to, and they had caught really cool stuff. But we were in the works of setting up a trip down there to go investigate. I had the PTO off, and then they got shut down by either the city or the state because the lady that owned it didn't have like the proper business and licenses, and it wasn't keeping it up. There was black mold and all sorts of shit. But I think a paranormal group bought it. They brought it back up to code, and they reopened it for people to come investigate.
I never would think like, hey, let's buy a property and charge people to come on and pay money to paranormal investigate. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
what a good hustle.
There's so many people into it too.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
just the normal people that want to.
they want to go out and see what it's like. Yeah,
My dad was a big fan, man. Wherever we went, he would find like the oldest cemetery in town, and we'd go walk through the cemetery to look at headstones.
It's actually a really cool experience.
I do that, but when I go, I like
creepy
pick up the
stuff.
flowers. I straighten it up.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest stuff that they used to do back then and put on headstones and shit like that. And there would be like marble tree trunks. They'd make it look like a tree trunk.
Like
And
why?
right there,
People
this
are
is
crazy
Aunt
shit on
Mary.
that stuff.
She's not dead. She's just sleeping.
Yeah.
And you'd be like,
Right.
what the hell? Yeah,
We walked through a cemetery over in Sanford, and we found one headstone, a giant headstone, all marble and everything, has a burning cross etched into it. And all
What?
sorts of hateful KKK shit all over it. Like, why would you want to carry that over into the afterlife?
So there's a pentagram on a gate in New Orleans in one of the cemeteries that you can go and view. But apparently they're like Catholic cemeteries. But
That's
somebody
the
put a
cemetery
pentagram or a
with Marie
pentagram.
LeBeau.
Yes,
I've been to that one.
it's a different one than that one, but it's the same cluster because you know they're all around it. Yeah. Because you go on the tour for that one.
No.
The Marie Laveau one, you have to go on the tour.
When I went when I was a kid, they didn't have a tour. We just went in and.
Oh
went
yeah,
to-
now there's a tour.
We just walked it ourselves. You know, Dad was like, "Well, we're parking here. There's the gate. Here we go."
Yeah.
10 blocks in, and like, it was crazy. People would put like gold necklaces and lockets on there, and no one touches them. Like no thieves come through and take it.
Common respect, yeah.
Yeah, people were cutting their hair and leaving lockets of hair on their tombstone and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Is it
Writing
respect or is it
letters.
fear?
A little bit of both.
You know?
Like, we did a cemetery over in Casadega, which is the biggest spiritualist community.
And that's here.
That's here.
a couple
It's in-
hours away.
Yeah, we're gonna go there at some point as like a group trip.
Let me know. I want to do that.
Yeah, I mean they're cool people. They're laid back, but they get their money. These people go there for readings and shit. But they have the cemetery there. It's the Devil's Chair is the urban legend. Supposedly, if you're sitting there at midnight, the devil himself comes and has a conversation with you. We debunked that urban legend. Sat in there at midnight. Nothing happened that we could call
No
paranormal.
devil showed up.
But all the transformers around the cemetery blew. Like, we hear them all blow. We're thinking it's just a redneck shooting off a shotgun.
Just transforming.
Yeah, it's just transformers blowing because all these FPL trucks come screaming up the road.
That's
So
wild.
we should probably leave.
So the devil said, "There's your conversation. Go fuck yourself.
I don't want to talk.
I'm busy. Yeah, I don't want to talk."
When I went to New York City, I went to the old church there, right in the middle of the city with the graveyard, right there next to the financial district.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not Harmony. I don't think it's
We
Harmony.
filmed at the
I
financial.
forget the name of it, but it's almost all pirates from the
That's
pirate days. From
Really?
That are buried in there. Yeah, I didn't know that until I started researching it, and I was like, holy shit, they're all fucking pirates
That's
in
wild.
here, pretty much.
Yo.
And like a couple of like, I think one was like an old senator or something from like the Constitution days or something like that. One of the guys that wrote the Constitution's in there too. But
Wow.
pretty much like 75% of the people were pirates that were in there, and I was like, this is freaking cool.
Just a little bit. It's fine where it's at. Right there's good.
There we go. Sorry.
There you
I
go.
gotta get away from that.
No, I kind of like that this turned into like an open forum with homies coming in and being a part of it too. It's gonna be weird. Like you guys both gotta pop your faces in, so like we can at least put your face up when you're talking or some shit. Because this is all good content for the podcast.
Nice.
And since he's editing shit together, we can like cut and paste.
Like, if you ever want to go on like a tour around the haunted shit around the area, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
Yes,
I'm
please.
so into it. I'm
I'm
ready.
so down for that. Dude, spiritual shit like that, where like spirits, ghosts, things like that, always spark my interest. Because my mom swears up and down that she can talk to like ghosts in her sleep. And she says she's seen weird things at my old house, and that was one of the reasons why we moved to like the new house we live in. And she was like, the old house, when me and my sister left to go to Vietnam one summer, she said she came home from work really late, her and my dad, and my sister's TV was turned on in her room, even though we've been gone for like 2 weeks already. And so at first my mom was like, oh, it's a timer. And then my dad was like, the timer would have been going off the last 2 weeks while they've been gone. Like,
Yeah.
today is just not the random day that the timer decides to go off. And then she said she'd see little balls, like the stereotypical like little orbs flying around and stuff. And
We already had a conversation about orbs. I don't believe in the orbs. But I mean, to each their own. I
yeah.
I've tried it. I've gone to the cemeteries at night in St. Augustine and all that, and just sat there with my fingers going, ding, ding, ding.
If I can manually create an orb, it's not paranormal.
Okay.
Like it's dust, it's moisture, or it's bugs. Because you go there, kick the dirt, take a picture with your flash on. You're gonna get orbs.
Sure.
Yes. Yes. Yo, I never thought about it like that, yo.
Especially if you're outside and you get an orb, it's nothing. If you're in an old dusty building and you get an orb, it's nothing.
So basically, Chad just said your mom's a fucking idiot. That's pretty mean.
I mean, if she saw it with her eyes.
Well, we keep this
Oh,
place
liar.
pretty clean, so if there's an orb in here. I gotta go back to work.
Alright, man. See you later.
Yeah, I mean, one day we can go grab a beer at Hell and Blazes. I can give you the story there.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
interacted with the guy that's there.
Mhm.
Go to Ashley's. Go to Crooked Mile Cemetery. I always get shit there.
Save that. Save that.
I definitely want to go to Ashley's. I've still never been there.
We'll go there on a Monday. Or I can take us down to Fellsmere. My buddy Larry runs the Florida Bureau of Paranormal Investigation and Indian River Ghost tours.
Okay.
He can get us into the old schoolhouse down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to wrap up this podcast for the day. Go ahead and give your hand a little show. That's where we are now. Oh, yeah, we got pictures. And
Yeah, we'll get better pictures on there.
So yeah, we're wrapping up the podcast for the day. Still got more tattooing to do, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Robbie Rapole. My studio is Radding, Florida. Go to raddingflorida.com, at Radding, Florida on the social medias. And my personal is Robbie Rapole. And then my YouTube is The Rad Movement. And yeah, so if you need high quality tattoos or motivation, come check us out.
If you need paranormal investigation, check us out.